Okay, well, good afternoon, and I'm live here as we travel. Grateful to Chantel as she is driving and allowing me to do this live broadcast on Zoom and also on Facebook with Epic Godly Life, our 12-week series. And today we're in session 4. We're going to be summarizing all the things that we have discussed previously and the ways that we apply our life's activities to have an epic godly life. And unfortunately, I'm traveling today, but the show must go on. I didn't pre-record like a lot of people would do. Things have been absolutely busy, but we said, hey, we can do it on the road. So we just utilize cell phone services. So hopefully technology will hold out, and we'll be able to do this continue with this Bible series. I'm on the road. Those of you watching and plugging in, just give us a shout out. Do you push through hard stuff too? When it seems like, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? Just do it anyways. Give me a thumbs up if you do that as well, if you're crazy as I am. But again, my wife has been so patient with me over the years, just doing it anyways. And we show must go on, as we say. But I'm on my way to my brother Marty's wedding. Super blessed to be a part of his wedding and excited for his beautiful ceremony that will take place tomorrow. And tonight is rehearsal. I'm blessed as well to be, he asked me to be his best man. Super honored. So, okay, here we go. Session 4, and we're going to summarize all the things that we talked about in the first 3 sessions and the progression that we have in this process of creating an epic godly life. Through my experiences and working with many other people, thousands of people now over the years, Chantel and I have created this process of what it looks like to create an epic godly life. And we do believe it will progress, starting with your identity, going to that marriage with others, obviously, so relationship with others, which is ultimately marriage is what we believe is the best and highest relationship calling here on earth, earthly, I should say, relationship. And then the relationship with others also includes your family. But then the third thing would go into developing that legacy and developing a business, because if you do well in this progression of relationship with God, relationship with self, then it will progress into better relationships with others. And those relationships with others will then progress into marriage, children, because your wife or your husband will trust you enough to want to have children with you, right? And then the progression of that will then hopefully become working together, creating a legacy, and doing a family business, which is what we believe in. We think it's super powerful and empowering. And then from there, the potential is limitless. You can then create inventions and things, and all of the things that we do are based on his creation code for success, which is founded in Genesis. Chantel and I have been working on a book for that for many years. And I feel like it gets more clear and more clear the more we talk about this and refined. And so, epic identity. The first week we talked about triggers to triumph and releasing that old story. Now, I'm going to be sharing with you a video from YouTube that shows and utilizes and helps you to understand the science behind what I'm talking about. The story that got created was created from your experiences, from your upbringing, from the religion that you were in, to the family you were raised in, from the culture to the, again, all these experiences from 0 to 7 created the story that can either make you victorious or potentially could create limitations in your life. Those limitations are going to be based on those experiences that form then what we call neural passageways in the subconscious mind that actually is how you respond. Their response mechanisms and all these crazy things are attached to that, that then form our story, the story that we live out, the person that we are. It also, begins to create our identity. It doesn't have to create our full identity. However, it tends to influence who we are. And so, and we may not like that, right? Some of you are like, well, yeah, I'm not very proud of who I am and the things that I've done. I'm with you. Mistakes that I've made in my life, I would much rather, um, the good thing is we've learned to learn from those situations and not, you know, feel like a failure, but actually say, okay, I don't lose, I learn. And so the power of learning in every situation that you go through, but again, how do I see it? What lens am I wearing? What is it that is influencing the decisions I make? I'm here to tell you that you're probably being influenced by the first 7 years of your life, 0 to 7, what they call the formative years. And there's a lot of science that backs this. And so I'm going to be posting a video. If you're interested in that, let me know. I'll send it to you. It's 5 minutes, super short, but it's the science behind what I'm talking about here. And so why is that important? Because that story then, and by the way, congratulations on stopping and listening for a minute or being here a part of this Bible study today and this 12-week series, because obviously somewhere along the way, your story did start to change, start to improve, start to get better. And maybe that is the case with you. You just want to level up even more. You want to have a different story. You want to have a story that um, continues to grow, continues to develop, and continues to make you better for the sake of your spouse, for the sake of your children, for the sake of those you influence or you have influence over, those who you disciple or lead. And we love leading, and leading by example is a huge part of that. People always who you're leading will do what you do. Most of the time, not what you say. Sometimes, hopefully the things you say match up with the things that you do. That would be our ultimate goal. All right. So, in Triggers to Triumph, if you go listen to session 1, you're going to remember and realize how the power of um, understanding my past, understanding those beliefs that I have, and knowing where they came from, going back to potentially some trauma or triggers. And by the way, you can utilize this process when you feel stuck. You feel stuck in like, I don't know who I am. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I want out of life. I don't know what my mission is. What is God calling me to do? All these questions can keep you stuck. And typically those things actually are a sign that we potentially may have some experience or some kind of situation that happened in our life that is limiting us or keeping us stuck. It's an experience that we have that's all we know. That's all I know is that I'm just supposed to have God's will in my life, and that's what my mission's supposed to be, what God says to be, because that's what everyone always told me, or that's what I understood growing up. And I want to disrupt that a little bit. Oh, internet's getting unstable. Sorry about that. I want to disrupt it a little bit, and I want to tell you that you are called to create what you want with God. God wants you to have the life that you desire, and that you can impact the world in business. You can impact the world with an invention. You can impact the world with your family. You can impact the world with just by raising great children. That will impact the world. I mean, you can impact the world by anything that you're doing can be a ministry. A lot of times people think, well, if I'm going to do a ministry, that I actually have to do something that is out there winning souls for God. Well, I promise you, your example in how you do your business and how you raise up other people as a leader is a powerful impact and will have a powerful blessing on all of those around you. I'm telling you, this is an amazing thing in life and in business. So your identity matters. That's what I want to get back to. What is your identity? Is it being limited? Do you feel stuck? Then go to session 1, replay it if you haven't seen it yet. and work through that. We have our workbook, Epic Life, Epic Your Life workbook, and get you that PDF. You can print it out. And in that is that simple procedure of going from those triggers, going through those potential traumas or experiences that you had that are holding you back and getting to a triumphant story. We like to, when we talk about identity, is the story of your hero story about your identity. Can you close the ceiling? Thanks, Dave. Glaring big time. We'll fix that. So, epic identity utilizing triggers to triumph to help you get past that story, the things that got created during those things that were created during your formative years. And typically, you can get there faster if you have help from others that don't have your same limiting experiences or limiting story. It'll help you get there faster. So we love helping people. We have a community that we implement this called Epic Your Life Community on the school platform. That's SKOOL. And if you're interested, take a look at it, give you a sample of it, test it out, whatever. Just ask, okay? We want to be a blessing to you and help you to overcome some of those limiting beliefs and some of those limiting stories that you've experienced in life. Step 2 in Epic Godly Identity is now that I've gotten past that story and I'm able to see a different story, a better story, a story in which I experience Papa God. I experience a father instead of a limiting story that sees him as God and is like, he's going to crush me and he's going to punish me for everything I've done wrong. No, he loves you, wants to yoke with you and help you to see that his yoke is easy and his burden is light because he wants to carry you through those hard times and wants to love you like a good father would. That's why I love to refer to him as Papa. So now we get through that process and able to see a different vision, able to see a vision of how a father sees us. And we see him as a father. He sees us as his son or daughter. And we can now create that hero story because we are his. Super amazing to be sons and daughters of the God of Jacob, Isaac, Abraham, the God of Israel. You know what I mean? Super awesome to have him as a papa. And so now we can progress to looking at what is our identity. Now, the next step, step 2, that we talked about in session 2 and finalized last week because we got a little off there, but it's about utilizing MVP to create a structure around your identity. Now, I know you probably already have a pretty good understanding of what your identity is or why your identity is what it is, but I want to help you to have a simple structure that is not just a one and done. It's a constant activity, a constant way of thinking, a constant progression of learning and growing about yourself and becoming better. So I get to decide what is my mission. And yes, your mission with Papa God, your mission with helping others to see the Papa God in you, the salvation, the Messiah who set you free through his shedding blood on the cross and gave you freedom to live and to live an abundant, prosperous, incredible, epic life. That's what he wants for you. So what does that look like? What is my mission? What am I on this planet to do? What do I want it to be? Because a lot of you ask that. Like, well, just pick something. Pick a way that you want to make a difference on this planet. And guess what? This process is a lifestyle activity, a lifetime activity. So you'll constantly refine it. And as you grow and become better, then you come back through and use it again. And you're going to find that MVP gets used throughout this whole process as we're talking. It's utilized even in your marriage for next week as we begin to go through that. It's utilized in your businesses, your family, your legacy. It's very powerful. It's a way of thinking and an activity that will be in your life forever and will help you to progress and keep progressing. So, triggers to triumph. Now, MVP. I've got a structure. What is my mission? MVP stands for mission, vision, peculiar. So, you get to look and say, what do I want my mission to be? And then, what is my vision of that? My personal identity. What do I look like as I become stronger physically, stronger in my relationships, stronger mentally, emotionally, stronger in my even my finances and in my influence and impact on the world. What does that look like? To be a great epic connector. The man in me, the woman in you, the man in you. What does that look like? You get to describe it in the vision aspect, creating structure for your best self, your best identity. And then you're peculiar. Hey, just own it. What's strange about you? What is it that makes everyone else uncomfortable? What is it that everyone's like, man, Carlos, you really irritate me with this trait? A lot of people are like, Carlos, you want to know what I've realized over the years? And it may take years. Just guess something. Maybe somebody made fun of you about this, or kids thought you were strange growing up because you had this quality or this trait. For me, it has to do with change and transformation. I'm always working on myself, changing, transforming, always learning new things for the purpose of change and transformation, for the purpose of getting better and growing stronger and mentally, emotionally, in all areas of my life. And everyone's like, you're a crazy overachiever. You overwhelm me with all the things that you do. And I'm like, yep, my peculiar. And I'm okay with it now. I'm glad to lead in that way. It's my gift from God that He gave me. And the cool thing is when you recognize that, people then will see you more, will recognize you more because you're confident now in owning that thing that makes them uncomfortable and overwhelmed potentially. And you just do it. You don't expect everyone else to do it, but you can lead by example through it. Does that make sense? Hope this is helping. So I've got my mission, my vision, peculiar, and I sum it up in a phrase. Now in the beginning, you might have your mission separate, your vision separate, and that's true. It helps. Then even what's peculiar and strange about you, maybe even it's going to be separate as well. But they all kind of tie together to make up your best identity. And why have we created this structure? Because if you have a structure, if you have something that you can declare and talk about, it helps you to have more confidence to have it, memorize it, and then like talk about it. And then it should influence the things that you do, the activities that you do. So you're able to not only be more confident because of it, then you're able to communicate it more. You talk about it, and talk about it, and talk about it. And then it will give you the ability to be committed to your best identity and continue to grow in that, through that. Make sense? Now, the third thing, finish with this, is Epic 30. That was what we talked about last week. And it's the actual activity. And by the way, all of these sessions and all of these activities that we've done are backed by scripture. Go back, listen to them. You'll hear the scriptures that connect to these different activities. But Epic 30 is the practical daily application every weekday or a practical activity that you can utilize to do what? Release. You can receive a better version so you can give. So in order to have the best identity, we have to continuously, we need to reprogram our mind. Remember I said that video I'm going to show you and the science behind it? Well, this is the practical application. We all need something practical that we can do constantly that will solidify our best identity. If I just do it one time and never review it, never talk about it, you're not going to reprogram. You're going to default back to your old story, your old situations and circumstances, your old limitations. But I want you to grow. I want you to have more confidence in who you are. So take and utilize for your triumph. Create that structured identity through MVP. And then daily, release, receive, give. And daily, daily, that is 5 days a week. And there's a lot of science out there that says you'll reprogram, like driving a car, right? The first time you drove a car, you were scared to death, 10 and 2. Put on the brake, put it in drive. Oh my gosh. And guess they were wise enough to make sure that you didn't drive the first time by yourself, that you actually had to have a skilled, licensed driver in the passenger seat for several hours, not minutes, several hours before you ever drive by yourself. That's wisdom. And that's the case here. Epic 30 is to utilize several repetition. What you lack in skill, you must make up for with time and repetition. time and repetition, repetition, repetition. Are you following me? So that's where Epic 30 comes in as a lifestyle. These three things we're working through with you is to create your best epic godly identity and make it a lifestyle. Next week, that's what we're going to address and approach is how to utilize it to have relationship with others. That hopefully, if you're married already, will help lead to an epic marriage mastery. If you're not married, will help lead you to that special someone that you will choose to become one flesh with. That someone that together you will create an incredible legacy. Are you following me? It's the natural progression that I believe God designed every single person on the planet to have. Epic identity with Him as a father, and now moving towards others. So Epic 30 is that daily reminder of who I am, that daily reminder that gets me to be confident, releasing the old person, receiving that new story, new identity, reviewing my MVP, walking through it, and then connecting with Papa God daily as a father and feeling Him connect with you and loving you well. These are all the ways that we definitely have had great results in our lives to create an epic life, epic godly life. So I want to encourage you to go for it today. Create an epic godly life first, and that will open the doors for you to then enter into a one flesh, incredible marriage relationship with others. We'll see you next week. We go into the next session that we'll begin to talk about relationship with others and how we can utilize triggers to triumph, create a new story around relationships. See you next week. Thanks for being here and have a great weekend. God bless you.